will soon backfire on them. Finally, Feng Yi reveals that Country A no longer plans to destroy him. Instead, their only realistic option now is to seek cooperation. The global crisis worsens as a rogue throne master from Country A destroys an entire city just to test his stolen power. Outrage spreads across the world, driving the violent hunt for thrones to an all-time high. Inside a high-level meeting room, Sia Nation officials watch the news in silence. Broadcasts warn that throne masters are completely out of control, threatening to destroy humanity through endless infighting before the anomalies are even defeated. President Ye Xiao warns the council that the Xia nation cannot remain neutral forever. He presents Country A's official invitation, asking Feng Yi to represent their country at a global summit alongside leaders from Country R and Country E. The invitation claims they wish to unite in the name of justice to forge a new path for human cultivators. Reading the letter, Feng Yi easily sees through the grand promises. He realizes Country A wants to gather the world's strongest nations under the guise of armed cooperation to reshape the global order and stop the endless theft of thrones. Jialan warns that this summit could easily be a deadly trap. She points out that the rogue master who destroyed the city is one of Miel's subordinates, and since Miel already controls over 10 thrones, Country A has no way to keep him in check. Elder Wu agrees, believing the entire summit is merely a cover for Miel to set a massive trap. Despite their concerns, Feng Yi takes the invitation. Trap or not, he decides he is the only one capable of attending. Asking them to trust him, he views this summit as both a challenge and an opportunity. He instructs the High Command to remain behind and focus on protecting the Xia nation. At Country A's coastal airport, a massive crowd of reporters swarms the area. They broadcast the historic arrival of the Sealer, the legendary master of the Yang God throne, questioning what this summit means for the world and whether the anticipated clash between Light and Yang God thrones has already begun. As the plane doors open, the legendary Sealer steps out, a rare first-sequence cultivator capable of making even the strongest foreign masters back down. Feng Yi releases a subtle wave of pressure across the tarmac, making the reporters freeze in terror. A white feather drifts down as Rogers, master of the Archangel throne, steps forward to greet him. Feng Yi immediately senses that Rogers' holy power is vastly different from any ordinary throne. Unlike other thrones that fell to earth and triggered chaos among humans, Rogers used his own pure light energy to summon his throne directly from the stars. Rogers politely extends his hand, welcoming the Sealer to Country A. Shaking his hand, Feng Yi admits he is surprised to be greeted personally by such a high-profile master. Knowing Rogers is one of Country A's strongest first-sequence masters, Feng Yi listens as Rogers explains that the airport was cleared specifically for his arrival. Rogers reassures him that the other global representatives are landing elsewhere to avoid disturbing him. Feng Yi observes that even with his aura suppressed, Rogers radiates heavy pressure. However, the man's sharp mind and calculating nature are far more dangerous, as Rogers clearly seeks to probe Feng Yi's limits while concealing his own. Suddenly, a strange sound cuts through the air as glowing fog creeps onto the runway. Spreading his massive wings, Rogers unleashes a light barrier to shield them. He warns Feng Yi to leave at once, explaining that this incurable light poison has been plaguing Country A, driving anyone who touches it insane. Feng Yi doubts Rogers' warning, suspecting this is merely Country A's first test. He senses that the poison is not a natural anomaly, but a deliberate technique crafted by a cultivator. Rogers orders his guards to protect their guest at all costs. Soon after, several guards are caught in the toxic mist, screaming in agony as green flames melt their heads. Recognizing the scheme, Feng Yi wonders why they would sacrifice their own men just to make the trap appear real. He considers their motive, whether this is a test of his power, a cheap warning, or a distraction to buy time. As the guards' bodies dissolve into nothing, Country A's true plan becomes clear. They intend to use these deaths to frame the attack as a tragic accident, avoiding any blame. Feng Yi sneers at the underhanded trick, just as a giant, skull-shaped poison monster lunges at him from behind. Sensing the danger, Rogers shouts a warning for Feng Yi to watch his back. Feng Yi calmly reassures Rogers that he is fine, leaving him speechless. He casually adds that he has a few ideas regarding this supposedly incurable light poison. Before Rogers can respond, Feng Yi leaps forward, dashing straight into the thickest part of the toxic fog. Diving deep into the mist, Feng Yi smirks and releases a burst of golden solar energy. The resulting explosion of pure light leaves Rogers stunned. Deep within the blast, Feng Yi's system detects a massive surge of light energy. It immediately begins absorbing the poison, compiling the raw energy into new data. With the process complete, the system grants him a new legendary technique, the Great Light Divine Aspect. This skill allows him to summon a towering god of light to obliterate any threat with supreme energy. Rogers and his team watch in disbelief as they realize the Sealer did not just survive the incurable poison, he absorbed it entirely into his body. Holding a harmless spark of light energy in his palm, Feng Yi smiles. Country A's leaders never expected their test to backfire so disastrously, providing him with the perfect fuel to boost his power. He wonders if they are satisfied with the answer he just provided. Watching from high above on a terminal dome, Miel grinds his teeth in rage. Furious that the sealer dared to absorb his sacred light, he vows to rain ultimate judgment down upon the Yang God Master. A glowing blue feather drifts down toward Miel, who recognizes it as a warning from Rogers. Crushing the feather in his fist, Miel laughs maniacally. Since they tried to use him as a tool, he promises to return the favor, ensuring both Rogers and the sealer end up dead.